I am so incredibly underprepared for this stream. Hello, Good Friday. I'll be the judge of that, only if South Sydney lose this game. And unfortunately, I don't actually think
C_Phantom just redeemed, change the background color.
I just said the background color. Right.
Give us green and red for South's colors. Good boy.
I did not actually hear that, and I could not actually read that. Give us green and red for South's colors. Good boy. I hate you. I act like legitimately, and I know hate's a strong word. It doesn't really work. The colors are all washed out, and the camera's not centered. There we go. The camera's now centered. The colors are washed out because it's early in the day, which is very, very annoying. All right. Do we have time to get into the teams? Of course we've got time to get into the teams. I'm an absolutely speedy boy. I will speed run the team list, although there's not really many changes, so it kinda doesn't matter. But let's get into it anyway. So, absolutely zero changes in the backs. Nothing to see here. Absolutely zero changes in the forwards. Nothing to see here. The only change, these two sides wanted to be particularly boring this week, is on the bench. Through the dogs. Lipoi Hopoi comes on to the interchange, as well as Logan Spinks. Wow, we better get spinked up in here all game long. And fundamentally, is that not what footy is all about? I'm curious to see who you guys think is gonna win this game, because I feel it's very even. 59% of you have voted so far on YouTube for the Rabbit Killers, and only 41% for Doggies. Bra, let's go.
Super Sigma 1432 just redeemed head dent check.
Head dent check, you say? There we go. That looks really loud. I'll turn that down a bit. The stream's not lagging, so ultra low latency is working. Good, I'm glad. Legman, where's the AFL? I think you know the answer to that question. So we'll leave it at that. Do not even mention the term AFL here. By the way, cool news. We have a brand new soundbite from yesterday's stream. I think it's funny enough, so we're going to go with it. It is, this game is fundamentally stupid. I mean, I could just say it, to be fair, whenever I wanted to say it, but I feel that I executed it kind of well. Give me a moment. I'm just going to adjust the camera and my microphone. I'll mute it while I do that. This game is fundamentally stupid. I didn't unmute. Yeah, what a soundboard. I know. I think it's great. It's awesome. All right, here come the doggies. I will get the timer set up. And fun fact, it should be working today, unlike yesterday. I need to zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Thank you, DaVinci, for just subscribing. The editing software I use is called DaVinci Resolve. I'm assuming it was named after you specifically. Speaking of, I was going to have a video out at midday today, but basically, it was going so well yesterday. The editing of it, that I thought I'm going to instead delay it by a day and have it be just a really, really absolutely bangingly edited video. So that's what we've gone with. Daniela has donated $2. Thank you so much. Will Asako be better than Meaney? Yes, as much as I really rate Nick Meaney as a player, but again, I was saying this yesterday. I don't think Asako is the replacement for Nick Meaney. I think he's the replacement for Will Warbrick. There on the wing. So, yeah. That's the way that I kind of see that. My internet on my iPad, which I watch the games on, has just died, but I've switched to a different network. And I'll let you know when the kickoff on my screen, so you can sync up with me. They are about to. Oh, Nathan Merritt. That's great to see. Oh, man. Yeah, it's tough when you have to, obviously process things like that. And for any South Sydney fan, or any indeed fan of the game, it's an awful thing to have. There's the kickoff. If you do want to sync up with me, there's a hell of a crowd out there. It is Good Friday. We have seen such history in these games before. And we're about to write another chapter in that famous legacy of the Good Friday fixture. Both sides, I mean, I think it's really important that they win. Particularly with the doggies. I mean, obviously there's a lot of narrative around them at the moment. Big expectations coming into this season for them, and they have really under-delivered. Last week against Newcastle was truly terrible. South Sydney, I don't think there's as much cause for concern, but then again, if they do lose this game, they're fifth on the table right now, but off the back of a bye. So their record currently is 2-1. They got off to a 2-2 start. Far from the end of the world. Absolutely far from the end of the world. The Roosters are on a 2-2 start. But you do risk kind of getting into that rhythm of a little bit of mediocrity. I feel that the Roosters have more new moving pieces there than South Sydney might. So, yeah, bit more of an excuse for us is basically what I'm saying. Am I making this about the Roosters? Firmly. South over the halfway line now on the third. Nice run there from Alex Johnson. Bronson Garlic is in at dummy half, and I hate commentating his name because it always makes me want garlic bread. Leagues, bro. Not sure what that's all about. Oh, I think we have a problem here. Keon Kaloamatangi. He's grabbing the back of his knee there. And he's staying down. That was a weird one. I want to see this again.
Up the milk 1982 just redeemed, changed the background color. Who that walking down the track / it's the mean machine in blue. Sliver white and black / ain't nothing finer in the land / than a drunken Nixus really Bulldogs fan. Give me blue for the doggies, PLS pooks.
I will absolutely give you blue for the doggies. Because today we are, you know the Gianni Infantino meme? Today I feel Qatari. Today I feel like a Dogs fan. I was going to make it, I was going to say Lebanese, but no, today I feel like a Dogs fan. Good catch there by Jacob Carraz. Jack Whiten absolutely monstered him. That's a brilliant place for South Sydney to force the Dogs to come out of their own end. Beautiful work. Fortnite Unreal is a Dogs fan, saying go the Dogs. I don't know why Keon is still out there. He looks... It's not like, ACL territory. I'm certainly not saying that, but I think that he's done something there. Wait, at the Leaguie, I thought Roosters fans hated the Dogs. Why do you want them to win? Are you a fake Roosters fan? Let's just like contemplate and consider the opposition today. To be fair, like I wouldn't say I hate the Dogs. I often say I don't hate the Rabbitohs, although I kind of fluctuate over that. Great run, Jai Gray, up over the 40. Jeez, the little diminutive fullback is so good at making ground. So good at making ground. I looked back at my screen and I just saw this big white box in the corner. I was like, what the hell are they? What are they showing? Lancaster says they're going to get whacked. The Dogs. I'm assuming you mean the Dogs. I would tip South Sydney in this game. No doubt about it. Set restart there for South Sydney. They're looking good. They're looking vastly more lively than the Dogs are to start this game. Granted, we are literally 3 minutes into the game. But they've started with a whole heap of energy. Garlic now to find Cameron Murray. Out the back to find Cody Walker. Jai Gray. Short ball to Latrell Mitchell, but very, very well read there by Montoya. Gets an offload away, though. Cody Walker is eventually tackled. 2 more to go here in this set. Garlic is at dummy half. Goes to the right-hand side. Running now in behind is Tavita Totola. Good run there from the front rower. 1 more to go here in the set. Garlic now to the right-hand side. Jamie Humphries will put a little grubber in behind. Stephen Crichton is there sweeping around. Beats a tackle of Jack Whiten. A little bit of a half break there as well. Up over the 10-meter line. That is great work there from the center. And then I'd let my little ex-player expert come in and compliment my immense commentary there. True story, but I don't have that, unfortunately. 6 again now for the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Look, Leagues, bro, I'm a very political person, but I don't really want to hear that stuff being brought into my streams. So I appreciate your contributions. But saying it's something like Islamist, woke, domestic terrorist Kash Patel, I realize you probably don't mean it. And I called Anthony Seabold a domestic terrorist yesterday, but I wasn't talking about a politician. I think it's a bit different. George says, Leaguie, have you watched Sale of the Century? I've heard of Sale of the Century. I can't picture what it is. Oh, intercept here. Alex Johnson has got space in front of him. Hayward can't get him. Montoya is chasing. I think he's clear here. He is. The first try of Good Friday. Alex Johnson, the all-time greatest try scorer in the NRL, opens the account for the Bunnies. AJ gone. He's broke the record, stormed the field as they should. As they should. It was a great intercept there. Great intercept. You know, I don't know if there's numbers that will back this up, but I actually kind of feel that in recent years, the intercept try has gone away a bit. I think back to 2013, right? Again, watching Make This About the Roosters. Michael Jennings, he must have got at least, over the course of that season, I'm going to say 5 or 6 intercept tries. You don't see a player do something like that nowadays. I don't know what it is. Maybe defenses are a little bit less loose. They're a bit more conservative. They're all about their structures, but I love seeing an intercept and a player go the length of the field. I think it's one of the most beautiful things about our game. Say, you know, I talk to mates who support soccer or whatever. You cannot go from about to concede a try to scoring a try that quickly. Well, about to concede a point, if you want to compare it to other sports, to scoring a point in most other sports.
Fornich and Real 2 just redeemed head dent check.
Head dent check it is. Have we got much of a head dent? Who says I don't mean Cash Patel as a domestic terrorist? Well, I mean, if you do mean it, that's not better. I'm not defending them, but just don't bring it here. Privately, believe me, I probably feel more strongly than you do, so. That's 215, George. By the way, you are going to see me taking sips out of this all stream long for multiple reasons. The main one of which being that inside it is nothing less than Mauritian tea. Yes, sir, Mauritian. As in where I am half from. I found it in a little corner market up in Sydney. And now I'm just absolutely obsessed with it. So I've been drinking Mauritian tea pretty much non-stop. It's been getting me through editing. And now streaming. All right, kick off there by South Sydney. They do lead 6-0 after just over 6 minutes have gone. Mrs. Leaguie, sorry I keep missing that message. Leaguie, I posted your new short and gave you credit. It's called Run Seabold, the ice is coming. That is very funny. That is funny. Isn't Mauritian tea for you just tea? Well, I guess to an extent. But, you know, I obviously have lived in Australia. Well, not my entire life, actually. Not even the majority of my life. But I've never lived in Mauritius. So the two sides of my heritage, it's more dominated towards the Australian side. So Mauritian tea is kind of special to me. Hello, Mason. Good to see you. Hello, Smart Guy as well. Can AJ score another? Absolutely, bro. We're 7 minutes into the game. To guys like us at the Leaguie, a goofy movie is just a movie. That is a great comment. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lorenzo, no, I do not have Dutch heritage. I just lived there. Leaguies, bro. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta time you out. I warned you quite a bit. But I obviously I know you're joking, but I kind of resent you saying. Actually, I really resent you saying that. So, no, not welcome here. Not welcome here. All right, Dogs on the third, coming out of their own end there. Marcelo Montoya, solid run, but met by physical Rabbitohs defense. My dad's work, Lorenzo. Preston, good run in behind there. He eventually had to be tackled by Latrell Mitchell, but he beat a few tackles. On the last here now, Bailey Hayward. Timmy, thank you for following over on Twitch. Burton with a massive kick up over the top. Gray is underneath it. Doesn't jump up for it, but gets it safely anyway. Good set there for the Dogs. I feel that Souths have definitely been winning the field position battle so far in this game, but they've got them coming out of their own end.
Silas Kinski just redeemed, changed the background color. Blauer Hintergrund, a slow field storming should be outlawed.
I'm going to assume that means blue. I'm going to assume that means blue. Also, field storming should be outlawed. Well, it is outlawed. We just kind of didn't prosecute it. And I'm very, very glad we didn't, because it was absolutely beautiful. And I'm so glad that it happened. Hello, Supra Sigma. Good to see you. All right. Only a 30-meter gain there for South Sydney. The kick from inside their 40. Underneath this one will be Jacob. In fact, Connor Tracy. Connor Tracy, former South Sydney Rabbitoh. Legman, can I rob you? I don't really have much that's worth robbing, to be fair. So, wouldn't bother. Tiger says, can I rob your dad's work? Given that it is literally the New South Wales Police Headquarters, I don't feel you'd be overly successful in doing that. All right. So, run there from Max King. Not someone who's in the Origin conversations. I mean, his form probably hasn't quite been as good as last year, but he did a job in Origin last year, so... Mrs. Leaguey says, if I was to time someone else out, could I time out Tiger and he can't untime himself out? Yes. Johnson now tackled there by Jacob Preston. Good run there from the big back row. A guy who I have said is probably in my Origin squad. I think it's between him and Dylan Lucas competing for a spot. Maybe Lucas's versatility kind of helps him a little bit in that department. But I'm a big fan of Jacob Preston for sure. Leaguie, can you tell Ollie to come to Twitch? Reckless Ollie? Well, I mean, it's a mod on YouTube. I actually kind of wanted to stay on YouTube. You just want to time him out, don't you? Who do you think will win? South Sydney. I tipped them coming into this game. Unfortunately, I have to accept that the Rabbit Killers may indeed win this game, as much as I do want Canterbury to beat them. All right, Connor Tracy now goes away from Latrell Mitchell. What have you guys thought? I know there's a few South City fans here. We got Chico, we got Reckless Ollie, etc. What have you thought of the transition of Latrell to centre? When I look at it, I view it more from the positive aspects of Jai Gray being at fullback. I think that makes the side definitely much better. But what have you thought about him specifically at centre? Reckless Ollie says, absolutely love it. Best decision that our club ever did. Okay, wow, yeah. I mean, it was long overdue, certainly, I feel. But I do think it's very good. I do think it's very, very good. All right, we've got a Bulldog down now. Is it Sammy Hughes? I think it is. I don't know if he's claiming a crusher there. I don't really think there was much in it. On the 4th now, they will keep playing. Jamin Salmon now, crabbing across field just a little bit. All picked up a bit beyond horizontal there. I think that's very lucky to have not been a penalty. I think that's very lucky. Did you see the Manly flog? As in them flogging the Dolphins? Yes, I streamed it. Yeah, Sea Phantom, I agreed with this earlier, but I read it out. Quote, storming the field should be outlawed. Translation, I'm a Russian agent, glory to the KGB. Oh, no, now I'm going to get clips saying I'm a Russian agent, glory to the KGB. God damn it. God damn it. Anyway. And Cody Walker and Alex Johnston. Kick out was running across, about to absolutely smash him. But he will just take the tackle there. On the 4th now, Cody back in field to find David Fafita. Hasn't been especially involved early on in this game, nor has he particularly needed to be, but that's a solid run from him there. Latrell now will kick on the last, and he hoists it up in the air. Matt Burton would be very proud of that. It finds no man's land. Ball bounces. South Sydney, this is there for them. Humphries has got it. If he kept his footing, he scores for sure. And they die with it on the last. A chance has absolutely gone begging there. If Jamie Humphries had managed to keep his footing, he scores for your life. For your life. Look, granted, Chico, it was a very difficult one for him to take. He was kind of running backwards, but the chance was there. What a kick that was from Latrell Mitchell. Brilliant. Do not talk about the Dogs completions there. Do not talk about the Dogs completions showing up. All right, Burton now. Oh, there's a plastic bag on the field. Hayward is in at dummy half now, off the back of the run of Jacob Kiraz. Max King now up over the 30. This will be the last. What does the AFLE do around now? The AFLE doesn't exist. The AFLE never existed. The AFLE is your sleep paralysis demon. We need to stop talking about the AFLE. We need to accept it's not going to happen. Yeah, true. David Fafita for Queensland? Probably. I think with the extended bench, it's the kind of thing where you can stick him on there. He has played centre, I believe, before at Gold Coast. So a bit of versatility there. I reckon you could bring him on as a middle. It's just basically if Billy Slater, I think, feels the need to put a bit of chaos in, then he can do that. Johnson now back inside for Latrell Mitchell. Galvin won't get him. Mitchell does it. Oh, no. Was it ruled forward? It was ruled forward. Damn. I did not see that it was called forward, and I just saw Latrell yoink the ball over the in-goal line, and I was like, what? What the hell have we just seen? It was a great ball there from Cody Walker, sorry. Jeez, yeah, I mean, it was forward. It was forward in hindsight. Obviously, hindsight hero kind of areas, but AJ, if he dummied, he scores. Tough one. Sea Phantom says, legends say if you say the AFLE 3 times in the bathroom mirror, he forces you to watch Collingwood and Carlton highlights at 3 a.m. I still can't really pronounce Carlton. I say Carlton. We had this conversation about a year ago on stream. People will remember having this conversation. I don't know what it is. I can't... I have to go out of my way to say Carlton. I would naturally say Carlton. Okay. What is your favorite meat pie? Ideally, all of them. Kick out now at the back to find Matty Burton. Oh, there's a bit of space around him. To be fair, I have had very few meat pies in my life. Way less than you would expect. Everyone can't pronounce a word, to be fair. True story. And I can pronounce anti-disestablishmentarianism, so I feel that kind of balances out. All right, Hayward now on the last. They're in attacking range here, which is rare for the Dogs. Oh, Tuala knocks it on. There was a real opportunity there if he'd managed to catch that ball. That was genuinely a proper opportunity. And now a penalty to South Sydney to compound that error. You say Carl like Rick from The Walking Dead. Leaguie, someone just redeemed a thing. I've not seen The Walking Dead. I played
Smart guy Yay just redeemed change the background color. I love the Rabbitohs. Look at me, I'm the Leaguie. Let's go, they're leading 6-0 and I tipped them. I have very nice animations and a good, always working timer. I am a Russian spy and will make you all love AFL. Brisbane Lions maroon, please Pookie, we smashed the pies.
There's not even a color. Oh wait, no, there is. Brisbane Lions maroon. Damn. Okay. I did say yesterday, Sark Guy, that if you did that one more time, I would actually stop you from doing it. One more, boy. I swear down. One more time. I'm gonna slap you up. Okay, maroon. And I mean it this time. I can't really do maroon though. It's just, I can do red. Like, that's basically the best I can do. All good, Spark Guy, all good. But one more time. All right, kick there on the last from South Sydney. It was a very unorthodox final play there. Tracy, though, got a bit big on him at the end, but he did well to catch it. Try red and purple for maroon. I guess that's more maroon. That's pretty maroon. We'll go with that. All right. Hayward in a dummy half now to find Anari Tuala. Latrell all over him there. Oh, in fact, it wasn't. It was Tavita Totola. They do look very similar in terms of stature. I reckon Latrell could play front row if he needed to. Kick out now, sort of in a center roll. Knocked down there by Campbell Graham. So this will be 6 more here for the Bulldogs. Kiraz beats Graham, all ends up there. Crabbing across field. Still going here, the winger. There's room here. Galvin. Ball now to find Jacob Preston. Tackle there. That was nice work from the Doggies. All Jacob Kiraz. Beautiful work. On the 0 here, they start the set in attacking field position. Max King now takes the tackle. Leaky, what are your thoughts on Italy failing to qualify for the World Cup? An absolute disgrace. I cannot believe that it continues to happen. They are one of the most historically successful nations in the world of football. And yet. Anyway, this is going to be real play on here. South Sydney, I feel that they knocked the ball down. There was a call of forward. Regardless, they are now in attacking range. They are absolutely able to fire a shot from this point in the field. Now in the hands of Talis Duncan. Terry says, Narongani to RC Suwali'i and potentially Crichton on the same Wallabies team will be interesting next year at the World Cup. I've got a lot of mates who follow Union, and they say Angus Crichton is no chance of making the Wallabies. Oh, tap on there by Latrell. That was forward. Execution was poor in the end. Fun fact, in the past few decades, Australia has had more international soccer success than Italy, something I enjoy tormenting my WOG mates with. I don't think that's true. Italy won the Euros. Yeah, that's a bit nonchalant there by Latrell Mitchell. Had to have a bit more chalance about him, unfortunately. Smart Guy says, Leaguey, I have no idea why you wouldn't like someone having complete control over what is said out loud on your stream, especially when that person is really mature and never says anything bad. React, what was the hoax? Hey, look, you have to be self-aware. I admire that. But yeah, no, on Italy, I said this yesterday. How can a nation with Gianluigi Donnarumma, Nicolo Barella, Alessandro Bastoni, Marco Verratti, all these guys, Di Marco, how on earth can they not qualify for a World Cup? It is an absolute disgrace. 3 times in a row, by the way. Incredible. All right, Salmon now at the back to find Lucky Galvin. Tracy stepping inside Tried to beat Cody Walker, unfortunately could not for him. 2 more to go here in this set. Hayward will go down to the left-hand side. Bounce was a little bit awkward on the pass here. Burton, though, stepping back in field. We'll just take that tackle, the running 5'8". They're 30 out here on the last. Burton out of play, so probably Galvin will be the man to do the kicking. In fact, they're just going to go through their hands at the moment. Tracy's got it. We'll find Anari Tuala. He's got room outside of me. Marcelo Montoya. Montoya has scored. How on earth have they fashioned a try out of that? That was out of nothing. I can't believe that. They were... I thought they'd completely ruined it by Galvin not kicking. It didn't look like there was that much that was on there, but out the back, a 3-on-2 was created. Tuala managed to attract Alex Johnson. To be fair, you know what? He didn't even do that well there, Anari Tuala. Montoya had so much work to do, but the strength of the big Fijian winger to bounce off Alex Johnson and not go even close to the sideline, really, was brilliant. Oh, he did go very close to the sideline. Oh, he did go very close to the sideline. Holy, but he did very well physically to stand up. Head dent check. There's a bit of a dent. I'll put my hair up, and then you'll be able to see more of a hair dent. No, I do that, and then that. Maybe? I feel like I disappoint you guys with the head dent check. He did stay in. He did stay in. Mrs. Leaguie, I don't really care that much about Tiger. You can have him hostage. That's fine. Thoughts on pepperoni pizza? I think it's incredibly overrated. Pepperoni is an okay taste, but it's a very strong taste, and to have that for the entire pizza, I don't know why you would actively choose that. So, Montoya, the Cuban Missile, that's a great nickname, has 8 tries in 12 games against South. Damn, that's a pretty decent record. All right, Crichton with a kick now. Not kick out, kick now. He hits it. He's got it, and we are locked up at 6 points apiece. You've got to say, given the balance of play in this game so far, Dogs would absolutely take this scoreline. L opinion? Disagree. You've got the L opinion. Owned, pwned, ruined, destroyed. Sea Phantom's career has been ended. Yeah, was not good defense. Was not good defense at all. As I say, though, I think it was down to an incredible effort there from Marcelo Montoya. I don't think he had any business scoring there, really. He should have been bundled over the sideline, so did well. Smart guy, that's absolutely devastating. I'm so sorry that your card has declined. Get a job. Tigers would have scored 40 by now. Well, you did lose to them, so I'm going to say maybe not. However, Roosters would have absolutely scored 40 by now because we beat them. He hits it, he's got it, and that's my PTSD as a Broncos fan. I always say that, though. I always like bringing that up. I really liked that grand final. I really wanted the Cowboys to win it. Galvin now, stepping into the South's defense on the 40-meter line, his own. I saw, I think it was Winston Neville, I'm going to say, criticize him for running so much last week. How he's not, I don't know if it was him. It might have been someone else. So don't quote me on that. But one of these Dogs fan content creators will say that Galvin's not a forward. He shouldn't be running for as much as he is. Doesn't mean he shouldn't be running at all, but that was a decent run from him. How do I add a message to the things I redeem? I think it's specific to the background color because the person needs to actually be able to tell me what color they want me to change it to. So, yeah. Who do you think... excuse me. Who do you think is going to win, Panthers or Storm? Panthers, for sure. Oh, Duncan is through. He's got support now coming up, but loses his footing completely. I don't know who it was outside in there. Anyway, another chance gone begging potentially for South Sydney. Fafita now into the line. We'll take a tackle there. I agree, Lendog. Yeah, is it Lendog who was saying that? Yes, I agree, Lendog. I reckon there's certain teams that should just make it anyway. Oh! Oh! Oh, wait! Wait! Latrell Mitchell, it's been awarded. He's just done a 2013 Michael Jennings, and so I'm going to play the line of commentary. Wait, hang on. No, that's not the line of commentary. Which one's the line of commentary? This one.
This is superhuman. This is unbelievable.
That was superhuman, and that was unbelievable. It looked too deep for your life there. Just sat up. Latrell got it. Latrell got it. Trell has got one. You guys know the try I'm talking about, by the way. Jennings 2013, my favorite try of all time. That's what Latrell's just done. Former Rooster center, by the way. Beautiful work.
This is superhuman.
This is unbelievable. Just didn't give up on the play. Did brilliantly to get through. Love that from him. 10 points to 6. It is for South Sydney. Damn. And he'll now kick to convert his own try. Both centers kicking in this game. You don't see that all that often. Normally, halves would be the goal kickers. But anyway. Good work there from Latrell. It was smart guy. It was. All right. Latrell now to convert his own try and make it 6 points the gap again. Hit back straight away. Hits that, and it's going to fade a little bit to the left-hand side. So 10 points to 6. It remains in favor of South Sydney on this Your Good Friday footy. Halves and the occasional fullbacks and wingers. Wingers are a little bit more rare. You got Isako. El Masri back in the day, obviously. But generally, it's typically halves. Just one moment. All right, we so back. We so back. Are you sure it's a try? I'm sure it's a try. It has been confirmed. All right, kick off there by the Dogs. Cody Walker underneath this one. Gives it now to Keoko Matangi, who, you know, we talk about this weekend of resurrections. He's had a hell of a resurrection so far in this game. He looked gone. Gone to start it out, but he's somewhat to come back. Thoughts on Penrith locking down Mitch Kenny with another contract till 2029? I didn't know that they had, but he's just so suited to them. So incredibly suited to them. Does so well in that role. I reckon he's probably the best defensive 9 in the comp for the last 5 or so years. Maybe not 5, let's say 3 years. But he's perfectly suited to what they need. I think that's a brilliant re-signing if that's what they've done. All fullbacks, most fullbacks can convert as well. They can have a go at the kicking, but actually, you know what? Yeah, no, that is probably true now that I think about it. In terms of numbers, most fullbacks probably could convert. This would be a very Melbourne game to win. I'm tipping Panthers, but I'm not confident. It would be. Oh, Stephen Crichton knocks it on, and he is devastated with himself. Gives the ball a little kiss. That's not going to help it, Stephen. That is not going to help it. Stouse was now with an opportunity to go 2 scores ahead. It was a poor error. It was on his chest. Jeez, you don't see that much from Stephen Crichton. You really, really don't.
He's trying.
Damn. Leaguie, guess who is the player for April in my Tigers calendar? I know who the player for April is in your Tigers calendar. I think, because I think you've mentioned this before. I'm going to say Terrell May. Penalty now for South Sydney. Off the back of the scrum. Shot clock violation. I wonder if there's a temptation to go the 2 here. Murray's considering it. They are considering it. I think they are. Oh, no, they can't. Wait, it would be non-optional? Oh, no, they are. Wrong May was in February. Oh, okay. Well, then who is it? Seyfarth? Really? I'm surprised Seyfarth gets a spot. I probably am. There's only 12 months. I don't completely mind this. It's essentially a 2 free points. Off the back of the kickoff. They'll get to reset, go again, and actually get possession back from it. I like this. Leaguie, do you think Eels will go on top of the ladder? No. I do not think that will happen for a very, very long time. Lorenzo says, Legman, it was 52-0 last night with 10 to go for Manly. What will happen next week against the Dragons? Do Manly play Dragons next week, or do Dolphins play Dragons next week? The Charles got the kick. South Sydney lead by 6. It is Dragons Seagulls. Look, I off the back of yesterday, I think you're a brave man to tip against Manly. And unfortunately, I just don't think Dragons are it this season. The one season where I don't predict them to finish at last. Actually, to be fair, I didn't last year either, but I think that they might stink up the gaff, so. Don't know, smart guy. Can I just say to you as well, please ease up on the emojis. It's kind of a form of spamming, so just, yeah, don't, just so that other people get to have their space on the screen as well. Leaguie, fun fact, in 10 minutes, the Dolphins last night scored more points than the Bulldogs have in every game this year so far. Combined? Or just in each game? Of course he does, Oliver. You know, Oliver, now I see your username and I'm like, oh, here comes a made-up news story. Every day is April Fool's Day for Oliver Wilson. In each game. Okay. All good, smart guy. All good. Just, yeah, keep it in mind. There's been a few others as well. So just, like, other people. So keep it in mind, everyone. All right. Humphreys with a kick from his own half. 11 minutes left to go in this first half. Underneath it is Connor Tracy, who's had an involved start to the game so far. 71 running meters up to this point. I wonder, with the live, like, stats that they have, is there just, like, a panel of people always compiling the stats live for these games? Like, you'd have to have at least, I think, 3 people employed at any one point to see, like, who's in the tackle, all this stuff, who's got run meters, whatever. I'll be looking at David Fafita's ass. Or how much of it is automated? Anyway, kicker now with it. Crichton finding Jacob Carraz on the wing. Bit of a half break. Puts the ball over the sideline now. I think it was touched by Campbell Graham, though. Yeah, so they've got a result here at Canterbury. It wasn't good at all. He offloaded back in field here, Jacob Carraz, to find Campbell Graham. I'm not sure what he really thought was happening there, but Graham can't catch it, and it goes over the sideline. So Dogs will get the ball back. 10 minutes left to go in the half. Opportunity to level things up. That's disgraceful, smart guy. I can't believe it. You forgot? Oh, yeah, I did forget to add the penalty goal. My bad. It's been a long time, I feel, since I forgot to put a score on the screen. Why wouldn't we look at David Fafita's ass? Well, I mean, it's just not necessarily the most typical thing that we do. 6 more. That was a weird-ass play the ball. Anyway, Tupanua. Oh, he's got... I wanted to talk about his headgear, Tupanua, but Dogs nearly made a break there on the other side of the field. They've got the number 20 on the field. Is that Spinks? Is that my Spinkmeister? Is that Spinky Boy? It is. No, it's not. It's Lit Boy Hot Boy. Damn. I thought it was the Spink. The Spink Fiend. Galvin now. Oh, there's numbers here. Preston tackled there comprehensively by Latrell Mitchell. Beautiful work. Kvicha Kvaratskhelia signed for Arsenal 2027. It's not the transfer window, so no. Kurtman now to find Galvin. There's space in behind. Tupanua is chasing through. In fact, it's Galvin. Galvin will score a try on Good Friday, assuming that it's all off the legs of Tupanua, which I think it was. Todd Smith agrees. Dogs answer back again. So, this game has essentially felt like South Sydney on top, absolutely dominating, in charge of play, dictating tempo, and then Dogs just come and randomly score a try. Yeah, Tupanua didn't touch it. Galvin did well there. The young halfback gets his first ever, I'm going to say, Good Friday try. I'll take that risk. I'll take that risk. But yeah, sort of reviewing it in slow motion. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's off the legs of Tupanua. No issues. Defense is optional this game, evidently. But it was the passing that created that little space in behind. Yeah, easy. Hello, Magnetic. Good to see you. Who sets up the Easter egg hunts in your house? Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because this will be my first Easter away from home. I don't think we've had Easter egg hunts for a while, to be fair, in my house. But I've been tempted. Probably if I wasn't streaming, I would be tempted to set up an Easter egg hunt in my building. I think that'd be really fun. If it touched Tupanua and then Galvin's offside. Oh, that's a good point. It's a very good point. Try is confirmed. So either it didn't touch Tupanua, or Galvin was behind him at the point that it did. C. Fandom says, Leaguie, will you ever make a documentary about the Super League war, such as the build-up, the war, and the fallout from it? Yes. Yes, I will. There are, in the small niche of rugby league, a finite number of topics that you can make a really big, deep video on, and that is one of them, and I am absolutely saving it up. Because I can't, like, at the start of my career, make all the big videos and then have nothing left. So I'm saving it. But yes, 100%. Crichton with a kick. He converts it. 12 points all. 7.5 minutes left to go in this first half. We could absolutely yet see points before the halftime break. But 12 all would set up a pretty incredible second half to come. Leaguie, why do your mates think Crichton will have no chance at making the Wallabies? I'm not Australian. I'm just curious. I don't really know because I don't know much about Union. All I can say is they know about Union, they know about League, and they say Crichton's just not, it's not it. Compared to the guys that the Wallabies have. I don't know who the Wallabies have, though. I don't know what position Crichton would play in Union. I could barely name most of the positions in Union. The only ones I could name are the ones that are also in League, so yeah. Robbie says, you talk about Super League content. The podcast series done by Rugby League Digest is epic. I do need a way to keep on track of the Super League. I mean, we're talking about the Super League War, so the Australian one, not the English one. But in terms of... Oh, I don't know. Maybe you are talking about the Australian one. I assume you were talking about the English one. Either way, there are some really, really good podcasts about the Australian Super League War. Will you make a Melbourne Scandal documentary? Probably also, yes, at some stage. All right. The Wallabies are stacked at centre with former rugby league players. You just said former rugby league players when the word leaguies was right there. Right there. Because, like, that's the word that's used. And yet you went former rugby league players. Shocking. Oh, okay, Robbie. Yes. No, I have heard about that podcast series, actually. I want to look at it. Oh, jeez. You know what? South Sydney nearly conceded a try there. In fact, it's going to be a penalty for the Dogs. I think they might keep the 2 here. Get their noses in front. It was a kick on the last and an absolute mess of a clean-up there. But Cody, I think, was offside. Yeah. Bandanic says, I've got a question. Do you think there will be anything like the Super League again where the NRL will get rid of teams in the future or at all? Look, we've got lifetimes to lead. Who on earth is to say what the NRL or Rugby League in Australia will look like in 50 years? I sure as hell know that, 50 years ago, you wouldn't have thought we're going to have a team in Papua New Guinea coming. So, it's very hard to say, but as corporate interests continue to develop, and the group of people, the generation that went through the Super League War and learned the lessons from it sort of die out, there could be an opportunity that opens up again, for sure. Rip Sailor, he was too young to be taken by Super League. Let's have a moment in silence for him. Tristan Sailor, he came up with one of the single worst defensive plays I have ever seen the other day in the Super League. Yeah, it wasn't good. It was a 2-on-1. I think it was playing against Hull KR because it was Joe Burgess who dummied. 2-on-1 situation. The winger Joe Burgess had the ball, was running at him. Rather than even going for the middle for the intercept, Tristan Sailor just went to the inside man. Just left Joe Burgess out there. It was bizarre. It was absurd. And Burgess dummied and scored. It was so weird to see. Anyway, Dogs have the lead. What the hell is this game? This game is fundamentally stupid. Inside 5 minutes left to go in this first half now. 2 points is the margin between the Dogs and the Bunnies. And I've got to say, I said this before, but I think Bunnies have been very much on top here. So Dogs, you have to take this scoreline for sure. Mini Egg is sitting here eating his footy bickies out of a giant Yoshi egg he got from the new Mario movie. He loved it, but no Wario. I love his obsession with Mario. I think it's absolutely adorable. And what I love about it the most is that I, like 15 years ago, even more, had that same obsession. So I love the fact that it has transcended, decades. That's so cool. Tristan got possessed in that play. Yeah, for sure he did. Will you stream tomorrow on Sunday? No, I will not stream tomorrow. I did announce streams for tomorrow, but I forgot that there's an event I need to be at. But Sunday, I will. Sunday, I definitely will. All right, Curtin Mann there gets the ball at first receiver. At the back to find Matty Burton on the last. Now, kicking will be left to Lockie Galvin. The halfback gets it. Has a lot of space there in front of him. Kicks it down to Alex Johnson. Oh, who loses the ball forward. Tuala has got it here. Will he beat Jai Gray? What a try saver from Jai Gray. But Tupanua will get there in the end. I've got to say, what a play that was from Jai Gray. What a play it was from Jai Gray. But the Dogs are in again. I do not want the try to take away from what was one of the great defensive plays I think you will see. Unfortunately, it will. Unfortunately, it will take away because they literally scored from dummy half. How on earth has Jai Gray got across and made that tackle with two inside men, about a meter until the line, and Jai Gray then went again to nearly stop Sitili Tupanua. What a play it was from the fullback. But good work from Minari Tuala. That ball was bouncing behind him. Oh, what a play that was. Holds him, gets square at marker to the line. Yeah, wow. Brilliant work. But it's a try. It's a try. 18-12, it is the former Rooster. I love saying things like that. I love making it about the Roosters. Former Rooster, Sitili Tupanua, scores that try. Basically a try that should count towards our for and against because he's one of us. True story. Mrs. Leaguie says, okay, that's it. We need to sack Wayne. Yeah, Chico. Technically, yes, all in vain, but please, you know, don't let that take away from what Jai Gray just did, because he still did it. He still put in that tackle, put in that effort and that motion, and it certainly wasn't his fault that that try was scored. So, yeah. All right, it's Crichton now to kick to put it an 8-point margin here for the Dogs. Did not see this coming, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you. He hits it and he's hooked it quite poorly. So it will stay 18 points to 12. 2 tries in the last 10 minutes of the first half. See the Dogs lead. Is it windy in Sydney right now? These kicks are weird. I think it's just that he's not an outstanding kicker. Legman, thoughts on the Troll moving from the Roosters? The Trolls left the Roosters? Why? We just won 2 premierships in a row. He scored the... Well, he didn't score the winning try, but he set up the winning try in the grand final. Why on earth would he want to leave? Okay. Why aren't you going live next game? I am going live next game. But there's a 2-hour gap between this game and the next game, and I didn't want to be on stream for 2 hours. So I'm going to edit in that time instead, and then we'll hop back on stream for the second one. Oh, Crichton. The sidelines begging there. In fact, it wasn't Crichton. It was Hotboy. Why did he say Crichton? Anyway. All right. Offload there back in field to find Matt Burton. Can't get a pass to Sitili Tupanua. If he did, the back row might have been through again there. Hayward. Finding Kurt Mann. Short ball. Jacob Preston now. We'll take that tackle. 1 minute left to go in this half. NRL head, I really do need to get editing done for the video to come out tomorrow. At the moment, that's my priority. So, won't be doing that. Maybe at halftime of game 2, though. Or if game 1. I mean, that's now. Could do it. All right, kicking behind there from Hayward. Montoya leading the chase through. Gray will just take the tackle. 45 seconds left in this half. Surely do a 2-hour a day in my live stream. What you will see is me sitting here at this desk like this. Content. All right, they chipped over the top there late in the first half. 15 seconds left to go. Might as well, you know, give it a go. Why not? Bit of a trick shot. There's now space here and numbers on the right-hand side, but they can't find it. Or offload out the back. Actually, maybe they will. Whiten knocks it on. There was a half chance, but Dogs do survive. So 18-12. It will stay. Hello, Coco Legman's Dog. What a brilliant username that is. Wow. We want to watch you edit. I don't really want you to watch me edit. That would be a bit weird, I feel. Maybe we can have that be a members only stream. for when that becomes a thing. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. What a half that was. What a half that was. I don't know what to make of that. Like, maybe so we will do the NRL grid because I don't really have that much analysis to give. It is simply the fact that Bunny on top, and yet Canterbury winning game. Basically, all the tries that Canterbury have scored have been, to some extent, a bit fluky. That first one that they got, really, Montoya should have been over the sideline. The second one that they got was off a kick in behind, kind of, you know, offside, maybe not offside, you know, whatever. The third one there was off the back of a costly AJ error. A brilliant defensive play was made, but then you just couldn't stop the big man close to the try line. So, moments. 3 moments where South Sydney lost, and that's why they're trailing at the moment. Leaguie, do you think Bears will beat Manly tomorrow in New South Wales Cup? I'm going. I really cannot say. I don't know that much about New South Wales Cup. I don't really know who's playing on either side. So, yeah. Okay, let's do the grid. We've got time, so I'm going to try and get niche scores here. And I need you guys to help me. A Eel who has played for Queensland. Only 4 Eels have ever played for Queensland? Well, guys who have played for Para, so not necessarily while they're at Para. I reckon maybe in that 2020 side. Is there anyone in that 2020 side who's played for Parramatta? Hopgood. Did he actually play? He did. Did he? I don't know if he did. I don't know how confident I am. I'm happy to send Hopgood if Steve Phantom says he's very confident. 14. Oh, Offa Hangawa, yeah, let's go Offa Hangawa. That's a good one. That's better than Hopgood. Oh, maybe it's not that good. 14's a pretty big one. Okay. Played for Manly and played for Para. You could go with Sean Lane. But Sean Lane's a very common one, so I wouldn't want to go with him. Will Hopawate. Hopawate's a shout. 45 of them. I reckon we can go niche here, though. Gutho. I think Gutho will actually not be that niche. Andrew Davey. Oh, that's a pull. Oh, that is a pull. That's going to do very, very well. Oh, Tiger Walker. Absolutely brilliant work from you. Andrew Davey. All right. Played 100+ games and played for Parramatta. You could go... we want to get this close to the 100 mark. Would a guy like Brian Kelly, for instance, have played 100+ games? I feel he would have. We want someone that's like just kind of in and around first grade. Always played first grade, but like not outstanding. For 2015 in Manly, please try Matt Parcell. Okay, I will try Matt Parcell just for you. Oh, pull. What a pull. Mick Cronin played 100 games. I think it's just NRL era. Yeah, it's just NRL era. Kelly's played over 100. Let's go with Kelly then. Yeah. Solid. Oh yeah, played over 100 just for Gold Coast alone. All right. Played for Queensland and played in 2015. Again, not necessarily played for Queensland in 2015. Go with like a Ethan Lowe. Go for a Corey Norman. Branko Lee. He played in 2015. Yeah, Branko. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, this is going really well so far. A couple of unicorns. We need a unicorn for this one. Played 100+ games and played in 2015. 308 players. The maximum score is very low anyway, so this actually kind of doesn't matter. In terms of the points, we might just want to play this one safe. Because that's a very low score. Will Zillman, did he play 100+ games though? I wouldn't be that confident of that. Go with like Chris Hyington. That's a pretty older one. James Roberts, did he crack 100 games? I know he played in 2015 because he was in Rugby League Live 3. What about Daniel Mortimer? Was 0.18 not the lowest score possible? Was it not? It was close. This is going really well. We started terribly with Ofair Gawi. Now we're smashing it. All right, played for Queensland and played for the Cowboys. I mean, Thurston is the obvious one. If there's 5.29, it's Thurston. I reckon I'm happy to go Ethan Lowe there. Justin O'Neill. He played for Queensland. I think felt a bit more bait than Ethan Lowe. Did Justin O'Neill play for Queensland? I think he did, because I think he played for Australia, so surely he would have played for Queensland at some point. I'm looking at you, C Phantom. I need you to tell me. He was your Cowboys man. Hess? C Phantom says trust Pickford. Okay, I trust him. I trust him. I want to go O'Neill. That's my boy. Oh, wait, hang on. I do have to do the... I can type. Justin O'Neill. Okay, I'll take it. Hess never played for Queensland. Really? Why do I have that in my mind? I thought he did. All right. Manly and Cowboys. Carl Lawton is a very solid pull to start with. Can we do better than Carl Lawton? Owen Cunningham? Is that for this one? I've never heard of Owen Cunningham. So if you pulled that, Jackson Polo would be a great shout as well. Just to confirm, C-Phantom, you're saying for Manly and Cowboys. Tuala, I don't think, played for Manly. At the moment, okay. We'll go on Cunningham. Good pull. Very good pull. Right. One more to go. Again, I feel that C-Phantom's in his element here. Cowboys and played 100+ games. Ashley Graham? Zidane says Hess did play for Queensland. Okay, I'm clearing this up. Do I know more about Cohen Hess than the literal biggest Cowboys fan in my chat? Oh, wow. 6 games for Queensland. Looks like I know ball. Does Griffin have 100+ games? I'm not that confident Griffin Dean would have 100 games. Bowman? Who's Bowman? Paul Bowman. Again, I'm actually kind of waiting for C Phantom on this one, to be honest. I feel that he's going to have a generational pull for us here. Take a guy like Jake Clifford. Has he just, over the course of the years, like he spent a couple of years at LFC in the Super League, has he assembled 100 NRL appearances? NRL had, obviously Carl Felt's correct, but I don't think it's going to be a very low score on that one. Because he has a lot of games, Carl Felt. Tamade Martin, I don't think, has 100 games. But he did play for the Cowboys. I'm trying to think of that 2017 side. Okay, we are sending Paul Bowman. Let's see. Great pull. That was really good. We did really well there. Oh, no, apparently we didn't do really well there. I felt we did really well there. You know what? You know what? Oh, hang on. Where actually is that one? It is not that one. I can't find where the specific this bit is. Oh, here we go. Bit of inspect element is all we need. Let's go. We did it. Woo. Yeah, the boys. All right, we still got time. Let's do one more. Let's do yesterday's. Okay. Dragons and scored 4+ tries in a game. Unfortunately, we can't go with Will Warbrick for any of those. It would have been obviously a good one. Carl Felt. Yep, Carl Felt. No. Gazdia. Surely Brett Morris has at some stage. Well, 4 tries is a lot. I wonder, you know who'd be the exact kind of player to just randomly, and I'm going to swear here, shitpost 4 tries? Tyrell Sloan. At some point. Val has, if you want a more recent one. I don't know if they count internationals. Okay, for this one, I'm going to go Ikavalu. Yeah, good pull. I'll go with Val. No, you know, I'm taking the risk. Tyrell Sloan. Ah, you know, you didn't see it. You didn't see anything. You didn't see anything. You didn't see anything. You know what I mean, though, right? Tyrell Sloan feels like the kind of player who, at some point, would have had 4 tries. I'll go with Brett Morris, even though I feel that it's the obvious one. Yeah, it is the obvious one, but hey. Scored 4+ tries in the game and played in 2010. Well, not AJ. Merritt? Would Merritt have ever done it? Did Dufty really have 4 in one game? Actually, I want to find out. I'm just curious. No, he didn't. So we'll go with that. We'll go with Morris. Bimoz and Ikavalu. These are just hard because you need to remember like very specific games. Egg, I've seen that there's stuff that's going on. Bronx Axe. Well, I played for the Bronx in the SRL, so that's not great. I heard there's a lot of stuff going on, but then I haven't really... I need a TLDR, to be honest, on it. Go Dufty for Dragons and Dogs. Good shout. Very good shout. Yep. 75+ career tries. Having played as well for Dragons. You could go Josh Morris. I don't know. What's your thoughts on the Seabold sacking? I'm surprised that it happened that early in the season, but I'm also surprised it hadn't already happened. Dave Brown, for what one? This one? I don't think that Dave Brown was this era. No. I swear there was a player called Adam Johnson who played for the Broncos and the Wires and scored 6 tries in the game, then signed for Sunderland in England. Great shout. Great shout. Mrs. Leaguie, this is NRL era. NRL era. Yeah. Okay. I want to lock this one down. Played in 2010, 4 tries in the game. Let's go with Sam Perrott. I'll go Sam Perrott for this, actually. Okay. I don't know if Perrott actually would have had 4 tries in the game. Ennis for Sharks and Dogs or Sherry. Oh, Flanagan. Kyle Flanagan. This is actually the Kyle Flanagan 3 clubs. Well, and Roosters as well. I'm happy to go Kyle Flanagan. What's not the RSL, SRL, Simulation Rugby League. Da Vinci, please don't use the caps just because it kind of distracts away from other messages. Next best signing, obviously, Garrick to Roosters, bro. Obviously. Dave Brown scored 4 tries in one game in 2010. Dave Brown is not from 2010. To be very, very clear. Dave Brown died in 1974. All right, they're coming out again. They're coming out again. We'll get back to it at halftime in the next game. Dave Brown. I can't get a read on you, Mrs. Leaguie. I can't get if you're 12 or if you're 30. It doesn't make any sense to me. Very cheap. Please don't use the caps. I would love you to do that, Egg, actually. Look, I don't... To be honest, I'm in the SRL more just to keep up appearances than anything else. But, hey, I mean, it's tea, isn't it? So... I saw that they, like, axed the coach of... Or the captain of the Broncos. And then there was something about putting in tickets. And then... I don't know. Jatu, thank you for the follow. Over on Twitch. Much appreciated. All right. Rabbitohs run out again. I've said this sort of just recently. I think it was last week. I really wonder, in fact, it was the Roosters mainly game. I wonder if in the second half we will see things balance out in terms of the possession and field position territories. Percentages that we generally do get, where by the end of the game it tends to be quite 50-50. And that means Canterbury will go on with it and win. Or if it will be the other way around and South Sydney will keep the dominance that they have and normal logic will resume and they'll actually be able to get the points that they probably do deserve to have in this game. So yeah. And alright, as I said, it's the Simulation Rugby League. It's a simulated Rugby League competition. They use Rugby League 26 to do it. You join, you get to be a player, you get to upgrade the stats of your player. As I say, I'm not super involved in it, but I am technically a player. I just basically log in once a week, update my stat, and then I leave. So yeah. Da Vinci, it's not really my style to call any players overrated.
Hey, Leaguie, someone just
and I really do like all the Roosters, so I wouldn't really...
Up the milk 1982 just redeemed, changed the background color. Red and black for the Georgia Bulldogs. Down the bunnies.
I mean, I can't really go black, I suppose. I think you might just have to settle for that. Oh, hang on. That's pretty red and black. We'll go with that. No, not coaching career. It's a different one. It's a... I don't know how to explain it any better, to be honest. It's a simulated league. You're a player, so yeah. Alright, yep. I'm so sorry. It used to be Leaguie's bro, now it's Coco Legman's dog, and is still talking, it's calling me a Zionist. I typed you out. You're doing the same thing. I unfortunately have just had to ban you from the chats. That's unfortunate. You'll probably make a not and come back, but yeah. Clearly, you don't really respect me, so yeah, that's gone. Especially because I objectively don't feel like that. I feel very much the opposite. But sure, okay. Underneath this one's dry grey. Tackled there. Good work from Marcelo Montoya. His kick chases have been absolutely exemplary so far in this game. Absolutely exemplary. Magnetic, unfortunately, I can't help you in that situation. In the 2010 National Rugby League, Dave Brown is the only player known to have scored 5 tries in a single game. This remarkable feat occurred during a match against the Melbourne Storm. No. Where have you got that stat from? What is Coco's profile picture? I don't actually know. I can't tell. It's very, very small on my screen. I'm trying to actually see it. Anyway, Tracy's got it. It was a good kick there from Latrell Mitchell. Oh, in fact, the profile picture is... Ha! I've now seen it. It is a butt-ass naked black man. That's sick. Yeah, no, I'm absolutely... absolutely happy to have banned him then. Or her. Eli, good to see you. Good to see you here. And look, I said it the right way around. You got that from the wiki. You got that from Dave Brown's wiki. The Dave Brown who died in 1974. Or is it a different Dave Brown? That I'm open to, but I don't think it is because we looked up Dave Brown. I don't think there was a different Dave Brown. All right, Crichton there. Oh, he's sort of on his back there. That's a awkward one. He's a little bit worse for wear here, the Canterbury captain. We'll play the ball. Wait a little bit, I think, for them to have a look at it. Galvin puts a kick up. Chasey through here is Connor Tracy. Jai Gray has done brilliantly there to get that. What brilliant work. I did not know that, Magnetic. There we go. The more you know. My life is massively enhanced by knowing that. Just saw your video about you making another YouTube channel called the AFL. You said that at the start of the stream you never want us to talk about AFL. It's an April Fool's Day joke. Well, it was. I mean, it's now obviously 3 days after, but it was an April Fool's Day joke. I did think, should I like unlist the video so that people don't get confused, but I think it's sort of funny. What if the real Dave Brown was the friends he made along the way? I love that. I love that theory. No, I don't know about the Dave Brown wiki, WTF. I do not. Is there something on the Dave Brown wiki that's cool? Thoughts on a Foz statue being erected out the front of 4 Pines Park? Well, firstly, haha, that's funny. He's that erected. But secondly, Yes, absolutely needs to be done. Crichton's still down here. I'm freezing. I think that might be your internet. Am I freezing for anyone else? He's biting on his headgear, I think, to deal with the pain. He's in some real trouble here, Stephen Crichton. He's carrying that arm. Well, Bronson Cherry, come on down. Surely. Yep, back into the fray there. He's holding that arm badly. That's going to be a long-term injury there for Critter. Damn. They've sorted out Santo Sullivan. Yes. What? Okay, I can actually understand that, to be fair. I can understand that. O'Sullivan playing half, Burton in the centers, but you've got a center that's there, you know, like literally, quite literally on your bench, ready to go, and you don't pick it. Okay, cool. Penalty now. David Fafita stays down. Quick taps and goes there. That wasn't great. I mean, he very much stayed down until he got the penalty and then immediately was up. But anyway, Dean, I do not know why your right leg hurts. Rugby 02. Hello. You've just got 350 currency. The Leagues, that's what I call them. Leagues. For beating on the 3-stream streak. That's great. Oh, that's in very poor taste of it. Yeah, I'm not. That's not great for you to have said. Can't be celebrating injuries, bro. All right. So Canterbury on the back foot here off the back of conceding that penalty on the first. South with an opportunity to level up the game if they score at the end of this set. Sean Cappuccino up over the 30-meter line. Now running in behind is Lockie Hubner, former Dolphin. Very good player. Number 4 is out. Yes, for the Dogs. Stephen Crichton is out of this game. And from the looks of things, he'll be out for quite a while. Quite a while. Someone just redeemed a thing.
C_Phantom just redeemed changed the background color.
Same goes
People
for you,
assume
C
that
Phantom.
time is a strict progression of cause to effect, but actually from a non-linear, non-subjective viewpoint, it's more like a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. Give us TARDIS Blue Leg Pookie.
To be fair, I think that it's slightly less bad because you just give fun facts and stuff. Guys like, I love the AFL. Go South Sydney. Hello, I am Leaguie. But, sure. Still. Good evening, Madsen. Good to see you. Let's see. The kick was in behind. And yeah, Kiraz will just be held in goal. So, yeah. Going to be a goal line dropout here. WTF says the very reliable Dave Brown wiki page, edited by Dave Brown, says he's scored 4 tries in a game versus the Storm. You know what? We're settling this right now. We are settling this. I do not care about the Good Friday game. Hey, Leaguey, someone just redeemed a thing. Oh, head dent check.
Roaming to Rome just redeemed head dent check.
So apparently there's 2 Browns that have played rugby league. That one, that's the one I know. And this other one. I'm assuming it's not this other one that we're talking about here. I'm assuming it's this one. Where does it say it then? I can't actually see the message. Because I want to... It was 2010, right? I care about this. Oh, Souths have scored. Souths have actually scored. I'm looking at the Dave Brown wiki and South Sydney have unironically scored a rugby league try. George, why do you want me to show some pictures of passenger trains? What the hell? Alright. 2010. So no, not that reference of 2010. Not that reference of 2010. Not that one. And what do you know? Not that one. So it was rubbish then? I'm going to say. I believe they have a term for this. Oh, hang on, another one. They have a term for this in France. It's quite a cool niche cultural term. They go, this is le complete bollocks. And I think that's pretty much what this sums up. So, yeah. Fox says, Leaguey, how's your day been, mate? Much study done? No. I was up till about 5 in the morning yesterday, editing a video. Trying to get it out for today. Unfortunately, couldn't get it out for today, but I will get it out for tomorrow. And it's a really good one. I'm very, very happy with the way it's turned out. And then woke up, had about an hour to get ready, and now I'm streaming. Kick there from the trailer. We are level up. How has your day been, Fox Marshall? How's your day been? From Papua New Guinea, South Sydney, go, go, go. Well, I really like the first half of that message. Not a big fan of the second half, unfortunately. But thank you for watching all the way from PNG. That's much appreciated. Do you think the Dolphins will be winning a grand final in the next 4 years now that they're getting Jermaine Asako, but Melbourne is losing a lot of players? What are your thoughts? Well, they're losing Jermaine Asako, the Dolphins. I thought there'd be a solid chance of being in those conversations this year. Doesn't really look like it at the moment. But yeah, you'd have to say what they're building still looks good. Legmay, can you Google Portugal for me? Do I have to Google Portugal for you? I do know about Portugal. I'm familiar with its existence. So yeah. Why are you funny? I think that's very subjective. Great to hear, mate. I'm sure your work will get done in good time. Huh? Well, you have more faith than me. Had a great day. Glad it's Friday. Can't wait for Bronx tomorrow. Hope you're watching that one. I will certainly try to, but I need to be running an event dinner here in my building, so it's going to be tricky. I'll at least watch it on replay if I can't watch it live. All right, kicking behind there on the last. Montoya has it covered. He's done so well. I think he's almost probably my man of the match in this game so far. Mackenzie says, I know you love the Beatles, Leaguie. What's your favorite song and album? Well, I think the greatest song ever written is Let It Be. My favorite album is Abbey Road. Those are two very mainstream opinions. If you want something that's a little bit more niche, I'd say the most underrated Beatles song is I've Got a Feeling off the Let It Be album. I adore that song. It might kind of be my favorite Beatles song to an extent. I don't think it's the best, but it might be my favorite. And yeah, I mean, I'd still stick by Abbey Road as an album. Okay, I'm going to get back into what Mrs. Leaguie was saying. Mrs. Leaguie says... Oh, hang on. That was the wrong page. Search up players for 2010 who scored 4 tries in one game. Frank Burge, Harold Holder. Well, these are not 2010. We've got to show results with 2010. Drew Mitchell. So as in, not Dave Brown. So as in, you lied to me. I can't believe this. We've never seen betrayal like this since the Charles Mitchell left the Roosters to go to South Sydney. Shocking. Absolutely shocking behavior. Thoughts on the first half? I mean, as I said, I think South Sydney were very much on top. I think both, in fact, all 3 tries for Canterbury were very fluky. And I felt that in the second half, it would be really interesting to see whether the field position and territory balance out, or whether South just kind of get through their work and more expected outcomes occur. At the moment, it's looking like the latter. So, yeah. Thoughts on the kitten I adopted last week? I'm very glad you've got a kitten. I'm more of a dog person, but pets are brilliant. Little chip up over the top. Montoya, we'll just watch that go over the sideline. So, dogs survive again. Close bloody game, I must say. Watching on the big screen, KO didn't think it would be this close. Great to see. Great for the game. It is great for the game. I felt that this would be a very close one, personally. I feel that South Sydney were going to win eventually, but I thought that it would be a good contest for sure. For a good crowd out there as well. It's very nice. It's because I'm using Microsoft Edge, not Google. Well, that doesn't mean that it's correct. Because it's not. Because Dave Brown was dead by the time 1974 happened. Are the dogs attacking well? No, not really. I mean, as I say, I think their tries have been quite fortunate. Let's put it that way. But, you know, I don't want to completely dismiss them either. All right. Tracy now up to the halfway line. This will be the last. I will be watching that Fox Marshall. Yes, I'll be streaming it as well. But Only reason why I didn't include it in this stream is that there's a 2-hour gap between them, and I'll go back and do some editing in that time. South Star spreading it out the back. Humphrey, in fact, it's Cable Graham. Now up to the 20. Gerald, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. And a penalty to compound that. So, South, they are very much on top here to start this second half. Very much on top. Leaguie, what are your thoughts on the country of the Cocos Island? I am not familiar with that country. All right, 27 minutes left to go in this game. Whitehead gets it, taps it very quickly, just goes himself. Da Vinci, I certainly do not hate any NRL players, no. I do not know NRL players personally enough to hate them, so yeah. Definitely not DCE. If you hate DCE, I'm not going to like my next video. Let's put it that way. One moment. Why are you using Bing, Mrs. Lee? Who uses Bing? Kick up over the top here by South Sydney. It's going to bounce up. I think they've had to carry that dead there through Connor Tracy. Have they? No, saying no. We've got a whistle here. And it's going to be a penalty, I think, for the Dogs. Yes. Did Cody Walker push him into it? Okay. This is the last time we are going to indulge Mrs. League. I'm going to put in the link. That was provided. In the 2010 National Rugby League, players scored 4 tries in one game. Keep in mind, this is the AI summary. So this is what we're ignoring the fact that he died in 1974, and we're going with the AI summary. And that doesn't even say Rugby League. It says 03 Rugby World Cup. What are you talking about? Oh, damn. Back into the old folks home, I reckon, for you. Back into the old folks home. Shocking. According to the Dave Brown search engine, Dave Brown scored 4 tries in a game. Yes, who would use Google when you can use davebrown.com? I copied your link, Mrs. League. Your specific link. I'm done. I'm done. We know it didn't happen. We know it didn't happen. All right. Tupanua now. Was at the 20 now. Forced a bit backward. O'Sullivan absolutely barking orders here. Hayward doesn't go that direction. Instead goes Garvin. Short ball. That was a nothing play there at the end. Offload back in field. Sasa got it. Yeah, so really weird last play option there, Garvin. But anyway. Reckless, unfortunately, well, actually, no, probably fortunately, I haven't had anything to do with him since a few message exchanges back after the grand final. But last I heard from him, he was actually a bit of a fan of the channel. So, Leaguey, there's an article that Herbie Farnworth is linked to the Roosters as he is off contract and free to speak to rival clubs from November 1st. Yes, I saw James Hooper talking about it, and I commented saying, don't tease him with a good time. When he was leaving the Broncos, I desperately wanted to sign him for us. The only... Critter is injured. Critter's injured, Steve Fannin. The only way I could see it happening, maybe he comes to play fullback to replace Tedesco. Oh, Mitchell, that was brilliant work to get AJ down the sideline. But I don't think that'll be the way it goes. I think we'd have Rex Bathingthwaite at fullback. I think we'd have Billy Smith on one wing, Toya inside him, then Herbie Farnworth inside Ruben Garrick. I think that's probably the way that it could work. No, not doing that, WTF. We played enough. So, George, I do play fantasy. I do set and forget, though. My halves were Cleary and I think Isaiah Katoa. I had Moses and Dill Brown as well. Kick it behind. Murray's going to score. Murray has scored. Souths have the lead. I put him in my Blues predicted, well, not predicted, but the side that I would name for the Blues yesterday. And someone said, why Cameron Murray? He is such a good player, Cam Murray. Such a good player. Beautiful line run there and behind. Composed himself. The ball bouncing away from him. It's always tough to get those, but nailed the execution on that. The big lock forward. Try confirmed. South leading again. Herbie did say sorry, Herbie did well the few times he played for the Bronx, and he always wanted to be a fullback, and I think he would be bloody brilliant there. If we signed him as a fullback, I'm happy with that. I love him so much for so many reasons. One, he's a really, really good English player, and I think that's good for the international game. But two, his name's Herbie, and I grew up absolutely obsessed with the Herbie movies, like the Volkswagen Beetle. So for him to come to the Roosters, like, that'd be absolutely unreal for me. But anyway. Did Leaguie swear? I have no idea, but I'm not the one that's doing that. Neither are my mods. YouTube's the one that's holding back your comments. So, yeah. So, will they give him a Fiesta or a Raptor as a signing bonus? Wait. We do not cheat the cap. It'll be a Ford GT. We know this. Kicked there by Latrell Mitchell. They lead again here by 6. No. WTF. No. I mean, I realize you've probably gone on and edited the Dave Brown wiki page, but that edit probably still has to be approved and stuff, so. No, Terry, I got that. I bought that South jersey. I used it for the video. I then immediately took it off, and then returned it the following day. So, no. I read "Wanna Get a Blast" and I was like, oh, might want to have a blast. Then I saw the username and I was like, oh no, I do not want a blast. Now banned from the channel. I think it's been maybe a year since I've properly banned someone from my channel, and it's happened twice now in one go, in one stream. Magnetic says, I miss Cam Murray. So have I. So have I. I mean, he spent that whole year out injured. I wish he didn't play for South Sydney, because I absolutely think he's a brilliant player. And a really, really good human being as well. But, yeah. Cam Murray's the second best lock in the game, and there isn't much better than him at what he does. Agree. Agree. Well, WTF, I don't think you would actually donate 500, but I get it. You edited the page. I want to get on with the game, though. I want to get on with the game. I can see your comments. Did League swear they're appearing on screen? Maybe not all of them. I don't know. Anyway, knock on here by the Dogs. South now get a good attacking chance. In fact, Captain's Challenge incoming. I'd still have Cam over Yo at 13 in Origin. So would I. I think he's better suited to that Origin style. Legman, can you time out me on Discord? Yeah. I trust. If my mods had a reason to time you out, I trust their judgment. Which current NRL player do you think had the worst ATAR? I mean, I'm just calling them dumb. Yeah, not a great challenge there. Holy. I'd be the most brain dead challenge ever, Danny. It might well be. It was a bit of a moment of desperation there. Yeah, what on earth did they think happened? Anyway. South now. I reckon if they go 12 points up, given Canterbury's attacking struggles, I think it could be pretty much game over. Only 7 tackles opposition 20 for 4 tries. Canterbury, they've got... They only needed 3 tackles in the opposition 20 to score. Mitchell to Johnston. Down the sideline. Offload back in field. I think that's come off a dog. So South will be able to repack their scrum, I think. Yeah, South's ball it will be. Leaguie, did you see the April Fool's thing where the new Tasmania AFL team said they signed Pappenhausen? I did. I thought it was a rather niche... Well, niche to an extent, but a weird April Fool's Day joke for an AFL club to do. To have it be around an ex-NRL player. But anyway, cool. I saw that video before about you doing that vid of Albo saving the rabbits. Why do you have to brag and say some hurtful things about my beautiful Rabbitohs? I think it's hurtful. It's historically accurate. Souths were terrible during that period. It's a compliment to how far you've come. All right. Hubner now with a run close to the line. South's looking really good for another try here. Now himself goes Peter Mamazelos. Will eventually be tackled. 2 more to go here. Hubner's in at dummy half. They're set now to go to the right-hand side. They do. Humphreys gives it to Jai Gray. Thank you for the follow. Kelzon. Tackle there by Matt Burton. That's great work from the makeshift center. Gray on the last will put a little kick over the top for himself. It's too big. It's too big. Doggies survive. Good work there in the end. Fox says, South get huge man Haas next year, but the Bears will also be in then. What is PNG doing? They close 2028? Yeah, 2028. They've appointed their coach, Willie Peters of Hull KR, and their signings will come. I reckon, from what I'm hearing and what I've literally heard him say, oh, Burton's hurt now. Yeah, from what I've heard, Alex Johnson will pretty much go to Papua New Guinea and I think be the poster child there. So, if Burton is struggling here, we might actually see Bronson Cherry. Can a current team leave the comp? And if so, how do they get kicked out? I'm not sure there's circumstances where a team can be removed from the premiership. But I don't know. Yeah, George, I don't think so. It looks a little bit worse for wear. I don't know. Maybe he's okay now. It's hard to say. League, do you have an idea when the Playing in Simple potty appearance is coming out? Monday. I don't know exactly when on Monday, but it is coming out on Monday. Money God, I already said no. I trust the judgment of my mods. Nothing against you personally, but I don't know why you were timed out, so I'm not going to come in and untime you out. So, yeah. All right, 18 minutes left to go in this game. Canterbury, I think it's very important for them to score next. Imagine if he had Good Friday Golden Point. That'd be beautiful. Thank you, Egg. I will check that out after the stream, because yes, I am interested. All right. Well, at League says I'm going to commit legal crimes if this comment doesn't post. Well, it posted, so good on you. No more legal crimes for you to commit. Money God, I will time you out if you ask me that again. I've given you your answer. All right. Tracy now catches it. About 25 out from his own line. Not a bad place to start the set, but they're going to want to set restart or a penalty sometime throughout this if they are going to get a try. Big question. If you could relegate one NRL team, who would it be? You must say one. Souths. Because it would be so funny. So incredibly funny. No, okay, look. But taking the Roosters bias aside, the team that I say bring the least demographically to the NRL would have to, I think, be the Titans. Because I think if you had them not exist anymore, you wouldn't necessarily lose those pathways. You would just have the Dolphins and the Broncos expand into that Gold Coast area. So, yeah. All right, good take there by Jai Gray. They can attack with their defense here now. They don't quite trap him in his own 10-meter there. But I think O'Sullivan was the man who was up leading that chase. Couldn't quite catch him. Para can get relegated. Para actually do have a big socioeconomic and demographic potential, though. The Indian community in Parramatta, that's a massive growth area for NRL fans, I reckon. Who needs a Dave Brown website when you have a Did Leaguie Swear website instead? Great comment. I assume that's the one you've been trying to get through. Yes, it was. Haha, Leaguie just wiped the Titans off the map, but I have to concur with his thoughts on it. Yeah, look, it's when I'm in a position where I have to pick one, right? So, yeah. You reckon, like, last in, first out? WTF. I just think the Dolphins have already become a more solid, stable club than the Titans have been in the vast majority of their existence. Okay, CFET. Well, I mean, then yeah, in that case, no, I'm not gonna time her out. Not that I was going to anyway, but yeah. Oh, South! Oh, they failed to execute that one once more. My stream died, and I went back into it. I didn't see the line break. It's gonna be ruled knocked on, I think, by Dogs is the ruling. That was absolutely a bomb try from what I saw. Let's see here. Short ball. Duncan did brilliantly. Just had to go low ball. I don't know why he hit it so high. It was forward out of the hands. It was forward out of the hands. Leaguie, please, I promise you 2 subs if it doesn't work. Can you put it in at halftime next game? Because I promise it's not edited. I pinky swear. Okay. 2 subs. You send me a link right now. I will copy it and paste it and put it in the web browser. And you will give 2 subs if it doesn't say Dave Brown has scored 4 tries in the 2010 NRL season. Sure. I'll do that now. Yeah, I definitely think that was it should have been a forward pass, a ruling. But anyway, Souths get it back. And they are attacking here. On the 3rd, it will be now. They're set to go to the right-hand side. Humphreys to find Cody Walker. Does well to hold that ball. A little bit of a juggle there. A little bit of a juggle. All right, now Humphreys, giving it now to find, I think that's Lockie Hobner. Question, do you think the Cowboys have the potential to get an even bigger junior base? Our district comps combined have as many teams as the Penrith junior comp. Really? Well, then certainly. Knock on there by Tracy. I think South has scored here through Latrell Mitchell. I think he's come in like a cannonball and got this try. He might have grounded this wall upside down. Latrell Mitchell might have just won this game for South Sydney. Okay. Mrs. League has sent a link. I mean, it's a weird link because it says Dave Brown is the only player known to have scored 5 tries in a single game. But anyway. I think that's probably because it's an edited HTML, but we'll go with it. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's an edited webpage. That's why. And some weird-ass other results that have showed up. I'm not putting it on the screen because there's some potentially weird ones. But, yeah, okay. Nice work. Not true, though, but nice work. I admire the creativity. I'm not showing it because there's some weird other search results, but yeah. Jeez, he nearly knocked that one on, but Latrell did brilliantly. For a big man to come down like that, good work. Yeah, that is a cool sticker, yeah. Did League Spirit. It's a very cool sticker. So George Dragons fan, I can honestly say I had never heard of Diddy before the whole, investigation thing happened. So, no, I don't have any positive feelings towards him. Why can't you show the game? The law. Latrell hits it. Latrell has kicked it. 12 points is the margin now. I think that's enough for the Rabbitohs. Only 12 minutes left to go. Obviously, Dogs can score 12 points in 12 minutes. I just don't think they will. Latrell is Spanish for Latrell. It is. Latrell. Latrell Michel. I see your timer, but it pauses a lot. It does. It's a little bit buggy, but that's because of NRL.com's timer being wrong. Rather than my timer being wrong. Because it gets it from NRL.com. So did he do it? Did he did it? Did he did it? For sure. Did he did it? Did he do it? Did he do it? He did. Leaguie, do you think there is one position where the Roosters should improve and why? I think we've got a pretty well-balanced roster for sure. You could argue a few of the guys maybe past their best. I haven't been overly convinced by our vision at lock. We use Nafahu White there sometimes, Blake Steve, Egan Butcher. I thought it would be Connor Watson this season. If we signed like one very solid, rusted on week in, week out lock, I think that would really help. So yeah. If you had to remove one of the Wires, Raiders, or Sharkies, who would you pick? Sharkies for sure. Because you have the Dragons who could then... Dragons would be so good and powerful in terms of junior development. But they would absorb that Cronulla area. Whereas Raiders and Warriors, they don't really have that other rival. So yeah. Kick there from South. Underneath it is Marcelo Montoya. Gets it offload away to find Connor Tracy. Bit of a hospital pass there in the end, and they lost a solid 5 meters there. Jack Whiten, good tackle. I mean, Mrs. League, I know for a fact it isn't. So, yeah. But anyway. So, Anari Tuala now. Solid run there from the center. He's done well in his time coming in to replace Bronson Sherry. Galvin giving it to Jacob Preston. That ball comes out when it's not your day. It's not your day. It's just not their day. How on earth are the Roosters under the salary cap? Pretty simple. We develop a lot of players. You look at our squad. Daniel Tupou, Rob Toya, Billy Smith, Sam Walker, Nafahu White, Lindsay Collins, Siwa Wong, Victor Radley, Egan Butcher, Nat Butcher, all have, etc. All have never played for any other club. We get those guys in, we develop them, we debut them. They have loyalty to the club, and they take unders to stay at the club. So that's how. Even Nwangani Tuase was a bit of a risk of his signing, so I don't think he would have been on massive amounts of money. Mini Egg is now calling Latrell Bullet Bill because he looks like one to him, apparently. I really don't think he knows how that sounds. I think he just means he looks strong. I do know what Bullet Bill looks like, and I can kind of, like, in terms of the size and the way that he flew into that tackle, not that tackle, sorry, that try, I can see the vision. I can see the vision. Let's see here. Oh, it was high there from Sean O'Sullivan. Could be a bit of action here. Could be a bit of action. Yeah. I think maybe penalty sufficient, but I do think it is a penalty. Developed a lot of players post at junior level. Yeah, oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. But we have to. We don't have a choice. We have 3 junior clubs, and they're all in the posh eastern suburbs of Sydney, where it's so hard to develop local talent. I'm amazed that in our starting side, it will be penalty South here. Yeah, and they should kick for goal. Then they definitely win. I'm surprised that in our 17, we have 3 local juniors. That is an absolute miracle, given how absolutely terrible our junior development, our junior demographics are. People talk about inequalities in the salary cap. The great inequality in rugby league is inequalities in player development. And it's why, like, when Ivan Cleary a few years ago was complaining publicly and wanted compensation for them bringing players through the junior grades and then them going to other clubs. Screw you, Ivan. Every other club would rather have your junior base if they could. That's an advantage to you. That's not a disadvantage to you. You do not deserve compensation for it. It's a disadvantage for clubs like the little itty-bitty, maligned, persecuted Roosters, for instance. Or because you hate the Roosters, well, most people do. Let's go with, say, I don't know, Canterbury or Souths even. So, yeah. KO is sucking the ass tonight. Good stuff. I hope no one here works out or is affiliated would rather listen to Leaguie than those so-and-so in the commentary now. Voss is okay, but man, I like Andrew Voss personally, but anyway. Kick there from the troll. I think that's just snuck in, and that will be all she wrote. In terms of the win, still 10 minutes left to go, but this one is beyond doubt. Roosters Juniors is just rugby kids who don't make the first 15s. Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. No one really disagreed with my rant about the Roosters junior development, which I find weird. But anyway, we'll go with it. Oh, Couch did. Well, a little bit. Imagine complaining because you get first look and first choice of so much young talent. Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. And I think that's why the story died off quite quickly. But I remember it was the dominant story in NRL media for a while, and I thought that's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, true, actually. Well, did Collins debut at the Broncos? I don't think he actually played a first grade game at the Broncos. No, he didn't. He was in their junior system, for sure. But he didn't debut at the Broncos. Yeah, I mean, he played for their NYC team. So, yeah, I mean, okay. Not one that we necessarily developed in-house from a super young age, but yeah. And even now, like, you see, guys like Siwa Wong, I think maybe Nafahu White as well, Robert Toya, they're from the Roosters Academy. They are like, we got them as very, very young kids. Montoya knocks on. I mean, it doesn't matter. This game's over. So, yeah, I'm one of the things I'm most proud of with the Roosters supporting this club is that despite all the demographic disadvantages that we have in that sense, we're still able to develop such good players. C Phantom says, IMO Cowboys have the potential to have a lot of junior growth, as North Queensland is one of the fastest growing regional areas in Australia. The problem is our junior base is split heavily between three competitions, in Cairns, Townsville, and Mackay. Makes talent scouting somewhat difficult. I get that, for sure. But, yeah, it is also a bit of a luxury that you have. And so I think that it's something that the Cowboys uniquely should be investing into, for sure. South started to get away now. Bennett does it again. Oh, South have won this game for sure. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. They could get to 38 here. And leave Canterbury once again searching for answers. Score prediction for the Panthers game, I'd say 28 to 12, maybe? 28-16. Harabet, it will be out tomorrow, all things going as planned. Oh, Charles kicked in behind, and the ball will just go dead. Oh, jeez. Sort of attacked Connor Tracy there, anyway. Did you get it? Did I get what? Don't know. Yeah, I think they have swapped for feeder to the other side. Good pick up there, Couch. The new Bears will be getting a lot of their players from the New South Wales Cup team. Yes, no, they probably will be in terms of the depth there, but they are still signing guys. They need a 9 though. That's the big problem. I don't know if anyone. I don't know if Jaden Barrel's off contract, but he's like sort of the one that's always mentioned. He's sort of an older player now though. He's 30. I mean, it'd be a good experienced player. Has he ever played? He has played first grade. He's played 3 first grade games. Damn, and you're still going at 30. Big New South Wales Cup and Queensland Cup career. I admire that. Did Leaguie swear? I will eat fish today, yes. Oh, definitely. This is on Cowboys development. But for some reason, our coaching staff would rather let all our juniors go to the Broncos, Dolphins, and Sydney. Meanwhile, the media write stories about us being not good because Townsville just doesn't attract star players. If the Sydney biased media, we often have the highest amount of Origin selected players. It's true. It's true, but those players... I think that the Sydney media aren't necessarily incorrect. You don't sign Origin level players. You bring them into the club and then develop them into Origin level players. There's also the fact that Queensland does have a smaller player base. So it's easier to have players selected for Queensland when you're a Queensland team. But anyway, regardless of all of that, yeah, Cowboys development is good. It's what you should be doing. I do quite firmly believe that I think it is hard to attract star players to Townsville. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't be then leaning into that other strength, which you agree with. You agree with for sure. So, yeah. Live reaction, if the Sydney Roosters get a 40-point deduction, would pretty much be this. So, yeah. Leaguie, if I sent out the link so everyone can see I'm not lying, would you time me out? You are lying, so yeah, I probably would. You edited the page, so yes. All right. Talk on the game, bro. The game's over. It doesn't really matter. It's 32-18. Mamazales puts a kick in behind on the last. Sorry, it was actually only on the 4th. Tracy now will find his outside man there, Jacob Carraz, up to the 30. 4 minutes to go, though. They need an absolute miracle that, frankly, will not happen. Burton got to find Lockie Galvin. Now Narituala, a bit of space in front of him. Loses the ball. Oh, wow. Yeah, this has been absolutely putrid in terms of their second half performance. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. CFanif says, our development is great. We turned Dearden, who was rejected by the Broncos, into a Wally Lewis medalist. It's just holding on to that talent is the problem. We lost Hammer, Finifuyaki, Gilbert, Jensen, and Lemuelu in recent years. Yeah, you did. I remember there was a point at which, maybe a lot of the younger viewers might remember this, but Tom Dearden was kind of regarded as one of the worst players in the comp. He had an incredible record-breaking losing record. Every single game he played, he lost. He came through at the Broncos and was supposed to be the big thing and just didn't develop there at all, didn't deliver on that potential. His rise in that time has been absolutely immense. So yeah, Cowboys development has been good, but you're completely right. You can't hold on to those guys. And the clubs that you've lost them to are Dolphins and Broncos. So, specifically, mostly Dolphins. If Bears sign Jaden Barrel, they will minimum make top 4. I cannot agree with that. I think that's massively overestimating a guy who's played 2 first-grade games. All good, Valentine. All good. Be back for game 2 here in a couple hours' time. I'll be commentating that one quite a lot more. Live reaction if the Roosters get a 40-point addition. Probably this.
There's got to be an investigation into this. Someone's got to be accountable for this.
Because I'd be nervous. I'd be wary. Can't wait to see what Winston says about this. Oh, I don't think it will be much different to what he's been saying in weeks gone by. It's I don't think this has surprised. You know what? Okay, that's not fair. It has surprised me a little bit. I thought that they'd be a lot more competitive, the Dogs. But I think he'll just be disappointed and dejected, to be honest. Is that a Manly coach catchphrase? Yes, it is. Jeff Tuvey. Oh my God, another knock on. Holy heckers. I don't know how accurate Fox Sports stats are, but I want to look at the second half errors here for Canterbury It has been nothing short of woeful. Absolutely woeful. Dogs have had more territory than South Sydney. In this entire game, that's 65% territory in the first half. Really? I would not have said that at all. Completion rate, Bulldogs, second half. 5 from 14. South Sydney, on the other hand, are 24 of 26. 5 sets versus 24 completed sets. They're going to score a try here. They don't deserve it. They do not deserve it. Anyway, I mean, this game is fundamentally stupid. Dogs get one on the board. They get one eventually. 32-22 it is. Defense is optional, but wow. I did not realize their completion rate was that bad. Did not realize it was that terrible. Last try wins? Yep, last try wins, baby. Dogs on top. Dogs on top. Egg, so talking about the Cowboys, says, Hammer, the problem was that he was stuck behind an all-time red-hot drink water. True. And an entrenched Carl Felt. Also true. Dolls had a starting position. They did. And an opportunity to build a legacy, I reckon, as well. Starting position, Gilbert had a sick family in Southeast Queensland. Fair reasons to go. Yeah, and even you look at Lemuelu and Finifeuyaki. They came along at the same time as Jeremiah Nene and Harlem Lukey. They would have known that they're all going to be competing with each other for spots. In contrast, you then have the opportunity to go to the Dolphins with Wayne Bennett, loan under Kenny Bromwich, loan under even Felice Kaufusi, and become in at least, you know, minimum 2-3 years, sorry, maximum 2-3 years, a starting back rower. So, oh, they're playing Blondie at a stadium. I love Blondie. I'm trying to picture the song. In the Flesh, I think it is. That's a weird song to play. There's no boring games anymore since the 6 again. I can't agree with that, Fox Marshall. Have you watched the Bulldogs at any other game this season? I was at 14 points to 10 here in Canberra. 14 points to 18 was also in round 2. We've had some decently low-scoring games. Obviously, Vegas as well. We had a 15 points to 14. There are some big score lines for sure. We get both ends of the spectrum, and I prefer the style of game that you're wanting with the low scoring. I think that's better for the purists. However, I think this might be better for attracting new fans. That is the end, Timmy Bob. That is the end. In the Flesh is good. It is a great song. I don't know if I'd be playing that at the footy, though. It's weird. Anyway, that's it. It is over. South Sydney win this one by a 8-point... No, not an 8... Yes, an 8-point margin. I can do mathematics. By an 8-point margin. I did think that they would win. I did think that they would win by single digits. So, despite me absolutely not being able to predict how last night went, I got this one. I got this one. And that's what matters. Bunnies on top. All right. I'm now going to go edit a video that will come out tomorrow for a couple of hours. But in 2 hours' time, I will be back live again for Storm versus the Panthers. Should be a very, very good game. I hope to see you all there. Until then, though, I will leave you with the South Sydney Rabbitohs theme tune. I will see you all in a couple hours. Goodbye.
Speaking of the champions, one stands above the rest. Glory's olden records proud when often put to test. A fine tradition's history that others cannot best. They wear the red and green. Glory, glory to South Sydney. Glory, glory to South Sydney. small-town vagaboo. The eastern suburbs rooster crowed and then was conquered too. The greatest name in any game within South Sydney grew. They were